Right. We are seeing if we are live. We're live, and obviously we have a special guest in the house tonight. Yeah. Her name is, what's her name again?
Kelly Wally.
Kelly?
Callie.
Oh, Callie.
Callie Wally.
Cali. They go into Cali, man.
Going back to, I don't see it still on YouTube, so we gotta figure out the problem here. It says we're streaming on YouTube. I don't see us streaming on YouTube, or I mean on Facebook. And I've set it to stream on Facebook.
So we're streaming on YouTube already?
Yep.
Okay.
We sure are. Electric guitar.
Yeah.
All right, let's just do it this way. This is if I was Chinese, it'd be ridiculous. Okay, let's do this. Sign into Facebook.
All right, so I definitely got us on YouTube.
All right, 'cause I'm on. Okay, we're gonna see if we're connecting here to Facebook. See if we're on Facebook now. We should be. Hey, Callie, what exactly are you doing over there? You're making a lot of noise.
ASMR. Okay, I got us.
We're live?
Yeah.
All right, we're live, folks.
Hello.
Callie, can you maybe not do that? All right. Well, we have a special guest, so should we introduce our special guest first?
Certainly.
You might as well, right?
She's a guest.
She is a guest. We're going to introduce her. Let's just get right into it and kind of talk about the show real quick, and then we're going to introduce our guest, and we're going to talk. Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. The board's full.
I try, and
You got to pull that closer.
I try not to
Full board.
do any COVID tonight.
Yeah, we're sick of COVID. I mean, COVID. I've had enough of COVID.
We're gonna talk a little bit about it, but not. It's not going to be like the narrative. We're not buying in. We're
Yeah.
not going there.
Right. Well, my name is Dropkick Dave. We have the Nick in this house. We have Chris Fry, attorney Chris Fry, Esquire,
CGF-esque.
CGF-esque. And then we have Callie, a special guest with us tonight. Callie, can you say hi, Callie?
Hi.
Very good. Very
Red
good.
mustache, Callie.
Red mustache, drinking Gatorade. Absolutely fantastic drink for the young kids. Now, today, there's hardly any sodium in it at all.
or sugar.
Yeah, or sugar. And I think the red food doesn't the red food coloring do something?
It's the NFL teams and any sports teams do not use red Gatorade because it is the only Gatorade that stains will not come out. That's
Interesting.
fact.
Yeah, Callie spilled some of my sports coat the other day.
Good luck.
A little bit.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
All right.
That's gonna be about $400 then.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. This is Consult. You guys watching TV? What are you watching? I mean,
Lots going on behind you, bud.
yeah. What's going on?
Oh man,
There's shootings. There's protesting. There's
Yeah.
riots.
Do you really want to know? Be careful what you ask for.
No. Anyway, listen. This is the Consult mobile app podcast, and it's called. What is it called again?
Consult mobile app podcast. The lighter side illegal.
Lighter side illegal. So
Lighter
we kept
side-
the lighter side illegal.
Yes.
We're not going over to the
I'm
serious
confused,
side.
Yeah, I'm really confused. You guys, because you guys do a show too, right? You did a
Yes.
show. What's that
What
called?
really matters.
What really matters most?
With attorney Chris Fry.
With attorney Chris Fry, Esquire. Man, it's confusing. Are you going to do one too?
Yeah, it's going to be called The Nick.
Callie,
The Nick.
Yeah, the Nick. Callie, you going to be doing a podcast soon?
Yep. Yeah, she's going to do Saturdays.
Okay. Obviously,
it's called-
This
she's
is radio.
We've lost her.
She did a shoulder shrug, and obviously
we've lost her.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get right to it, man. So we have first of all, we're going to talk about some Consult stuff here in a few
Yes.
minutes. I don't want to get into it now, but I want to talk about some of the stuff that's on the board there. And then we will get into the Consult mobile app, our enterprise version of that, which we're like really, really excited about. Are we on Google yet? We're not, are we?
We are trying our.
I check every morning like six
Yeah.
in the morning.
I check like every
get
half
up and
hour.
refresh. Well, no, I do it like through the day, but I wake. Before I roll out of bed, I go. I look at my thing. I refresh, and it's nope, not yet.
It's it's absolutely
We're handcuffed.
ridiculous. All right, what do you want to talk about? You guys start. You started, man. I'm always starting, and I don't want to start anymore.
All right. Well,
I-
we got some things going on. There's some settlements. We didn't want to go COVID. We wanted to change the narrative a little bit, and like just get away from the COVID thing. Although we'll touch base on it a little bit. But we talked about Jeffrey Epstein's sidekick got busted the other day, right? Giselle Maxwell, whatever, Giseline or
Isn't
whatever
Tom
she's
Brady married
called. Yeah, sure. No,
No.
Not the
no,
same.
not that. No. Tom,
okay.
Tom Brady
Different
went way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom
He got-
Brady went Brazilian. Giseline, I believe she's. I think she's English or European. Definitely European. But anyway, she got popped. But Deutsche Bank got fined $150 million because they had to pay a penalty because they were not monitoring Jeffrey Epstein's transactions, and he was doing like payoff money and attorney money through his account. So they were like, remember we talked about the tentacles of this happening, right? So this is the first thing that's happening in terms of him, right? Since his alleged suicide in prison,
Right.
But they got popped for 150 mil, which is huge. That's a
Oh, yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's going to leave a ding.
Well, what's crazy is you got to wonder how much money he left behind.
First of all, they should be fined every
where?
month for having the name Deutsch.
So, yeah.
I mean, if you have a
Callie, would you like to spell that for us?
yeah, yeah. I mean, say you're starting a bank. Okay,
Yeah.
And you're just
Listen, there's a T in there. Otherwise, we'd really have an issue.
Mr. Banker comes in. He says, "Man, I really want to start a bank. What am I going to call it? Deutsch."
Yeah, well, there's a T in there. If it wasn't, it would be DEUSCHE, which wouldn't have gone over
Yeah,
well,
that's feminine
right?
products.
Yeah, right.
Deutsch.
Yeah,
So yeah, they should be fined every month for just having that stupid ass name.
yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. But that's a huge that's a chunk. But
It's a ding. You realize how much money they have in these scenarios because, dude, they stroked the
Billions.
check and they like walked away.
Exactly.
There's
It's like, okay, here you go.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
another settlement this week is Harvey Weinstein. His victims were awarded almost $19 million.
We have some sound effects in the
Yeah,
house.
we got some ASMR.
You want to do
stuff
that
going
again,
on over
Callie?
here.
Yeah.
For the intro?
Little feedback.
We got Harvey Weinstein's victims were allotted like $19 million.
All of them? Or a total?
It's a total, and then I guess they'll get paid. And I don't know the specifics of how many there are, but they will. It's got to be passed through the bankruptcy court,
Right.
Because he's getting popped. He and his brother, and then the Weinstein Corporation are being popped for a couple of things, and it's all going through. But this is definitely one of the things where whoever filed suit, they're in there.
Yeah. Isn't Weinstein dead too?
No, he's in prison.
Oh,
He's in
is it?
prison.
I mean, he's got,
Yeah, he's got serious.
he's almost dead.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah, he's done.
I won't even get
Yeah.
into the Weinstein thing. He was the director, right? That had all these inappropriate things with ladies and men and farm animals
Ish.
or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just say he was living La Vida Loca
Yeah,
in like L.A.
Goats.
and he got popped.
So it is what it is. I mean, that guy was a
he's-
Deutsch anyway.
he's-
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a
He's a Deutsche Bank bag.
Although being Weinstein, I don't think he's German.
Yeah, don't go there.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with HR.
He got out of Germany with a quickness. I can guarantee you that.
No, he, he's. It's just, that. There's been a lot going on. We all know that Hollywood is like.
Oh man. Didn't a lot of things come up this week
Cesspool,
about like
perhaps?
all this stuff that's going to come out from this? What was the lady's name?
Ghislaine Maxwell. Or,
Yeah.
I've
Like all that stuff's going to come out. Plus Harvey or Epstein's. A lot of his stuff is going to come out too.
Oh well, they're related. He was there with Epstein.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, there's like records and stuff that they're going to like publish.
Oh yeah,
and
they're
do.
going
yeah,
after
bro,
everything.
a lot of people are in trouble.
A lot of people. Heads
It's going
are
to be
gonna
like
roll.
the Nixon tapes.
Yeah, but better.
No, I think it's going to be worse. Well, if
Yeah.
she makes it, if she doesn't commit suicide.
Yeah.
When so she purchased like 140-acre property.
In Deutschland.
No, I think it was New Hampshire or Vermont, somewhere up there, and
Yeah.
she bought it under an alias. Okay,
Ah.
and she hired like these ex-British military people to guard her, and they would go out shopping for her and everything. And so she was like laying super low. So when the FBI were actually monitoring and checking her out there, and one of the neighbors was like, "What are you guys doing here?" And they're like, "Oh, we're like the." United States Map Foundation. And what was crazy is the neighbor actually worked in the
Yeah.
map industry. Did you read this?
No.
So he worked in the map industry, and he was like, "This is total bullshit. You
Right,
guys
right.
aren't like, they're FBI agents, right?" So the
So
guy
what's your
goes
name?
home.
Rand McNally.
Well, no, the guy, yeah, right. So the guy goes home and he calls the police on the FBI, right? Because
Right.
they lied to him, and
Right.
like, what are the odds of them like lying to a guy that actually works
Does
in maps?
Yeah, that's
Right.
And he's like, "This is total bullshit.
Yeah.
There is no, United
Yeah.
States Map Society, right?" Because they were flying like these drones over
Is
the
that too
house
loud,
and shit.
Callie?
No.
I can turn it down a little bit.
No.
Yeah, okay.
And
Well, just-
so,
yeah. Hi, my name's
So
Rand.
he
Close it
Rand
down.
McNally.
Yeah, he called the
I think I've
cops
heard of you.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
FBI, right? And they were like, "Oh, this is funny."
Yeah,
and so
that's crazy.
when they came in to breach the door, she wouldn't come to the door, and they're looking at her through the window, going like, "Open the damn door!" Right? So she runs into her room and locks the door, and they gave her like a resisting arrest.
Oh my god.
Her phone was wrapped in tinfoil, thinking that it wasn't going to give the signal of where she was out. So clearly, paranoia was setting in with her, and
Apparently,
Meth? Possibly a
was
meth-
her head
meth
wrapped in
problem?
tinfoil too?
you know,
and
no, but
receiving
she
messages?
she was a huge groomer for him, and we
Oh,
watched.
of course, yeah.
If you watched that Netflix, man,
Yeah.
and it was really crazy how things were going on. I also saw another article today, oddly enough, that one of his ex-sex slaves came and visited him in prison like 90 times. And
What was his name,
what,
Bob?
No, she was like Ukrainian,
Ugh.
but she went in there like 90 times, and they were actually thinking about
Contact
possibly going.
visits?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I don't know about contact visits,
Right.
right? Because he was in prison, and then he was on work release. And when he was on work release, he actually paid for the guards to watch him.
Right.
But he was still having women like come, like get upstairs on the floor and then come downstairs through the stairwell and in the back door to his place. And he was still
Literally.
like doing his thing.
Yeah.
And so he, he was.
Unbelievable.
He was in New York when he was on probation. He shouldn't have left the state. He was, he had violated. If you want to talk about like a VOP, he clearly was like, he was out of control.
Right.
And the crazy part is he was actually tipped off because when they came and raided his house, all of his there was no hard drives. They were all unplugged and they were just like hanging wires. So somebody from the police department tipped him off, and it's crazy to me, like somebody that was like that got away with so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just goes to show you the power of money, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
You think?
you get away with murder. Ask OJ.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, how you doing?
We doing some light calisthenics.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me about, so what's this other thing up here, this Bayer,
So Bayer,
Oh,
Bayer, bought out Monsanto.
okay.
The
Yeah.
The aspirin company.
Yeah.
or the Carousel of Progress at Disney
Right.
Yeah.
sponsors.
Now is the time.
Yeah, well, they manufactured Roundup, and they had to pay a penalty of $10 billion to settle all those lawsuits against them for the cancer-causing agents in Roundup. And
Callie, have you ever had any Roundup?
What's that?
Yeah.
It
okay,
kills
good answer.
weeds and people.
Yeah, it kills weeds and people. It's very, very like, it's bad.
yeah, there's thousands of
pesticide.
class
It can't
action
kill
lawsuits
animals?
against them.
It can
Yeah.
kill
Yes.
animals too. Yeah,
Animals, people,
everything.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah.
Well, he had his own kind of Roundup.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had a Roundup, all right. So, yeah, that's crazy. So they just merged, $10 billion company?
They bought him in 2018. Bayer bought Monsanto in 2018, but they settled the lawsuit this week.
Gotcha.
And they, basically they put that money.
It's like a big oops.
10 bill?
What's crazy?
that was a bad investment.
Listen, what about all the attorneys getting that kind of money, right?
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, that's Morgan & Morgan or Newland needs to get a chunk of that.
Well,
Big check,
Speaking
big
of
check,
Morgan
I
&
got-
Morgan, a segue into the next name on the list.
Oh.
Morgan & Morgan over in Tampa, an attorney for them, just filed a lawsuit against a orthopedic practice that was hacked, and all their information got out, and they're going for $100 million. Stop crunching the bottle.
Do you see her eyes?
Yeah,
How do you say no to that?
you like this.
Unbelievable.
Stop crunching the bottle, and then you look for the positive eye
Go to
contact,
your room.
and you make sure she knows it's
Or I'm going
happening.
to send you to Deutschland.
Like right now.
Yeah. So, okay, Morgan & Morgan, an attorney's getting sued?
Yes.
No.
No.
Is Is it yes or no?
No, it's don't listen to Chris.
Okay.
Right.
No, they're suing a orthopedic practice in Tampa that got hacked and their information
Oh,
was leaked.
right.
So we talk about security on the show. We
Yeah.
talk about encryption. So they're going after at least no less than $100 million. How
That's
about that payday for that attorney?
that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
You know.
Ish.
Yeah. That's
Ish.
that's a ton of money. What else is going on? Anything?
could actually be a ton of money. I think if you actually weighed it.
100 million?
I don't know what it weighs, but
We need to find out how much $1 million weighs and just times it by 100. Wouldn't that give us the answer?
well, it'll depend on what kind of bills
We can
you
go to
have.
Google, but we're not going to because they haven't posted us
I'm
yet.
boycotting Google. I think she's given up. She's throwing the headset
you
in. She's
Google
like,
it.
I've had enough.
Yeah, it's been 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 7 minutes.
I can't do it.
She's drinking red cherry Gatorade, tons of sugar and tons of salt,
Yeah.
and she's bouncing
Good
off the
stuff
walls.
for you.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Hey, can we get you a candy bar?
Hey, could we reward you for not listening?
Some
I
do-
can hear you without the headset.
Oh, you can. You can hear me. Leon County, Florida. It's always Florida, Dave.
Yeah.
Leon County. They're doing a hearing about somebody was trying to fight against the face mask situation in Leon County.
Right.
Their Zoom meeting hearing was hacked, and they were playing porn. And
on Zoom again.
So it gets even better. Not only were they playing porn and they didn't like just unplug the meeting like right out of the gate. It ran for a couple of minutes while it was going on. So all the people in the hearing were hearing like music with sexual stuff.
Yeah.
And then the porn started.
She's like, maybe I should leave.
Time to go to my room.
Yeah. Listen. Obviously,
And we've
Zoom-
talked about Zoom, and they
Yeah.
continually say that Zoom is safe, and then here we go. It's
Obviously, Zoom hasn't fixed their issues.
No.
Oh no, they're encrypted. Just ask them.
Yeah. That's
That was sarcasm.
yeah. I whatever.
Well,
Zoom's-
they told them. It's just that it wasn't true.
Right. 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 Yeah. Well,
What do you need to hear?
Well, the Florida Bar has said that they're an accepted vendor of the Florida Bar. But this is going to be, we talked about this today. There's going to be lawsuits about this stuff,
Sure.
right? And when we were talking, how are they going to treat these lawsuits? Are they going to say, well, look, we were in a pandemic, we had nothing else to do, we're not awarding anything? Or
Right.
do you think they'll actually make people pay?
I have no idea. Look, all I know is this: the Florida Bar, being a preferred vendor for the Florida Bar, is just how much money are you going to pay me?
It's pay to
I mean,
play.
we know pay to play with the Florida Bar, man. It's a joke. I mean, it's absolutely a joke. I have a legal product, and these attorneys in the area, everybody in Florida belongs to the Florida Bar.
Right.
And we, for us to get our information out or for us to do whatever we have to do, it's hey, look, we're the Florida Bar, pay us. And that's what it comes down to.
And there's no sense of urgency on them
Yeah.
looking at your product.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no. It's like
No, they don't give a shit. It's a
we'll-
joke.
If you get it in there, we'll get with you on in October, and
Yeah.
we'll maybe discuss it then. If not, it'll be 3 or 4 months after that.
Yeah, I'll stroke a check. How's that sound?
Well, no,
oh,
that-
okay.
no.
That's yeah.
I had a conversation with the secretary that handles the guy that does it, and he won't call me back. But I try to nail her down. I go, listen, here's what's up. I know it's a pay to play situation. Let's cut the crap.
Right.
What do we need? What's the percentage that we need? Well,
Right.
whatever you feel. I go, no. What's acceptable? Because I know there's a number.
Right.
And it's like they jog around like going like, well, no, there really isn't. You just do this and we'll approve you. I'm like, all right, well, what's the approval rating
Right.
and percentage? And then what is the expedition, expeditious percentage?
What's the 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star? Right. I mean,
It's
just
just
give us a
pretty
number.
much.
Yeah.
And they
So,
didn't like that. They didn't like that. Oh, you're onto us.
Yeah. Whatever. It's a joke. I mean, there's other bars that we've talked to. They're pretty there's a lot of they offer stuff free. I mean, it's whatever. Florida. Everything about Florida is a joke. Let's be honest. Government, the bar association, politics, law, just everything in Florida is an absolute.
We've got some more Florida stuff.
freaking joke.
It's coming. It's on the thing.
Yeah.
One of our other penalties that was paid is in Massachusetts. There was a company, Works Pharmacy, a Injured Workman's Pharmacy, right? They were the largest opioid producer of Massachusetts from 2006 to 2012. They just got popped and settled it, and it was what is it? 11 million they had to pay. They did like 34.2 million oxycodones in 6 years out of this one particular pharmacy, and
with knowledge and documentation that it was addictive and could kill.
Yeah,
people.
just like, they just wanted to they were just pumping the drugs out, right?
Right.
Got fined $11 million.
We had no idea.
And not only that, they paid the $11 million, and guess what? They did not have to admit any wrongdoing. So basically, what did they do? They stroked a check to the state.
Once again,
And,
how much?
and they're still
Okay.
in business. They're not out of business.
Here you go.
They paid the penalty, and they're still in business, and and nothing's on their record. And I'm like, come on, man, seriously? Like,
Right.
Yeah, we're making
with our opioid crisis,
making $50 million
this is
a month.
and
so
they're
we're good.
They're
How much you need?
dude? It was not 34
billion?
million pills.
Oh man, I knew the Florida stories were coming tonight.
Well, that was at least Massachusetts.
Oh, that was
That
Massachusetts.
was Massachusetts.
Well,
It wasn't
half the
Florida.
people from Massachusetts live in Florida,
But-
so we'll just.
Yeah, I'm going to say that some of those drugs got down into
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah.
I guarantee it.
Man, what? That's asinine. I said it, asinine.
You did.
It could
You
be one of my
segued
favorites.
right into it.
Could be one of my favorite
We
words.
actually looked it up.
Let's be honest. So Walmart, you're making everybody wear masks at Walmart. Is that the deal?
Man, dude. So Walmart nationally is saying yes, everybody's got to wear masks. But in Florida, yesterday, Palm Beach County, apparently there's a guy in there and he's pushing whoever he's with around in a wheelchair and he does not have a mask on. A gentleman with a mask goes up to him and, allegedly said something to him. They get into it. He pulls out a gun
Oh, I saw
that he has in his waistband. He pulls out a gun and is like, says whatever he says. I can't, I'd be speaking from ignorance. But apparently he's threatened the life of the gentleman that, said something
Offered
to
him a
him.
mask or something.
No, and then then he rolls out of the store, and they're still looking for him. But it happened yesterday, and I'm like, dude, people are getting whacked.
He was in a wheelchair and they're looking
No,
for
he
him?
was pushing a guy in a wheelchair.
Oh, I was gonna say, man, that guy couldn't have gone far.
No, the guy in the wheelchair had a shotgun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
He had a sawed off under
But
his
yeah,
blanket.
he pulled it right out of his waistband,
Over a mask.
over a mask. So you want to talk about people being wound tight? First of all, do you really?
It's a stressful time.
Do you need a gun in Walmart?
No, I mean, look, I mean,
just
look. It's,
Maybe in a parking lot.
well, COVID didn't stop. COVID didn't stop the mental illness problem that we have
Right.
in the state.
No.
It just made it worse.
oh
Right.
We're going to see some trickle. We talked about this the other night. We're going to see some trickling of this
Right.
over the next 6 months to a year.
Right.
Bankruptcy, divorce, drug, alcohol issues. This is just getting started, man. We're just cranking everything
Oh
up.
yeah, now there's discussions about suits against even the first responders because of
Oh my
with
God.
mental health patients and people with mental illness because of the, I guess, contraindications or what have you with the medications that they were taking and the medical medications mixed with the COVID medications, and apparently there's all
It's
kinds
causing
of
some
issues there.
psychosis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I'll tell you, in defense of the police, we make them go out to calls when maybe you should have a psychiatrist on board, right, to handle. But we send police officers, right, and they're like, dude, this guy's wigging out. Let's so they put a bullet in him or they arrest him.
Well, my old saying is everybody hates the cops until you need one.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
I hate police officers. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. I can't stand cops. Cops are scumbags, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then the minute that something happens to them, who are they on the phone with?
oh yeah,
911.
Oh, yeah.
911 emergency. How can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she just hit me with a frying pan.
yeah.
I'm talking about a Florida story.
I'm bleeding
So-
profusely right now,
Yeah.
and it
North
was a hot
Central.
pan, so it cauterized
Got some grease in my eyes as well.
this bacon fat is
Yeah.
burning my eyes.
Yeah.
Still ate the chicken.
The chicken's on the ground, but I ate a piece. Yeah.
Can't
She
waste
didn't even make the
chicken.
mashed potatoes. So, yeah.
I just wiped the blood off.
But isn't that the truth, though? Everybody hates a cop until you need him. I mean,
Oh,
it's
exactly.
like, whatever, man. It's the direction of this company is fantastic, but the direction
Yeah.
of this country is not. So,
Yeah.
so it's
Well, and as part of my job,
was there any good news?
Oh yeah, I didn't look for any of that.
Yeah, because it doesn't sell.
Well,
It's
listen.
just like the media, right? The media, they don't put. If you go watch the news, they don't put any good news.
What did I show you? I looked at yesterday. He said he wanted
Does
to look
anybody
at.
know where Callie is? Chris, go hunt her down.
She's out in traffic.
Yeah, go hunt her down. See if she locked herself out of the office. Do you see her?
Yes. She's sitting in the chair on the.
Okay.
Oh, I see her.
All right.
Yeah, the
in the lounge.
She gave up on the radio.
Quentin Dunbar and the DeAndre Baker story that we reported on, that they were accused of being robbers, back in May
Right.
or April or May. So apparently this week in Miami, so they have an attorney. Their attorney works for the state house, and he was elected. He was just actually reelected, and I shared a little bit about this. So apparently these guys are accused of armed robbery, and they apparently robbed these guys after a party, took gold and cash, whatever. A couple of days after it happens, there's a meeting at this attorney's office, right? And he has them in there, and one of the guys walks in with a bag of cash. Well, a bag, right? A duffel bag. Then there's film inside the office, right? No sound, but there's film. So
Like general surveillance.
yeah, I guess. So then the attorney says, "Look, I'm here for the affidavits. I can't be a part of any of this." So he gets up and does the I'm going to go to the water cooler.
Right.
Right. So he waits a couple minutes. He comes
don't know
back. He
nothing.
comes back in. As he comes back in, there's like cash on the table, and the guy that dumped it on the table is like, "Hey man, we're not done. You got to beat it." So he beats it. He gets out of there. He comes back again.
Beat it, kid.
And then he comes back in. They're like, "Hey, are we ready to do these affidavits?" So, they haven't. They've arrested the guys, but they don't know where everything's at. So this happens. The guys leave, and apparently the attorney and the guys were like, "Look, they've been trying to extort money from us." Right? That was always their story from the beginning. So they leave. They sign affidavits, and then the attorney calls the cops and is like, "Hey man, I got 5 affidavits. These guys changed their stories. I want the charges quashed, and that's it." Right? So now they're like, "Okay, well, if it was like then they subpoenaed to see the film, right? And he, this guy's in question, and he's been in trouble before. Like he was running for mayor of Miami, and he got popped for like illegal. He got popped, and he had to like drop out of the race
In
because
Miami-Dade? That's shocking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
guess Dave is like...
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
rolled
So
it.
he's
He-
well, yeah.
Yeah. Callie.
He had to drop out, and he actually pled guilty to that. Prior to that, he had gone after the Redskins cornerback that got murdered. Was it Sean Taylor?
Redskins quarterback?
Cornerback. Sean Taylor, like
Yeah, somebody got-
2007.
yeah,
He used to play for Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in a botched robbery, he got shot,
Right,
bled out.
right.
He actually prosecuted him in a case, and would he had a side gig as a DJ in Miami, and it was DJ Esquire, and he would
Interesting.
say like, "I'm the guy that popped Sean Taylor," because Sean Taylor was from Miami, but
Right.
he got in trouble for that.
DJ
and-
Pound Law.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan and Morgan's
right,
at it again. DJ Pound Law.
break beat.
Yeah.
So this guy, and then I showed him a picture, and I'm like, man, this guy.
They
so
want the
he's
guy who was shot.
he's actually
Yeah.
just got reelected
Right.
in the House, right? He's making laws in Florida right now, right? So they turned everything over. The people that FDLE was like, look, we can't, yes, we saw money on the table. We can't hear anything. He walked out of the room. We can't really say that he knew what was going on. And so it's like one of those shady things. But man, here we are. It's Florida. It's Miami. And we got, this guy's just got a laundry list of stuff that he's had issues with. The Florida bar is like investigating right now. So we'll see. We'll see in the next couple of months. But, he's going to get away. He's not going to get popped.
What
Hey,
can
that's
you
one of your
say?
cronies, Chris.
Miami.
What's that?
Yeah. Miami, the city that was built on cocaine.
I'm on a boat, bitch.
What is it? Narco construction?
Yeah, narco
Yeah.
construction.
Narco construction.
Right.
I-95.
I'm on a
Man,
boat.
it's crazy.
bitch.
We built that 100-story building all
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah.
Some of that, it's a shame. Some of that didn't come up to the I-4 eyesore, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. They should call I-95 the
No, the
Poppy
thumb,
Highway.
the thumb here. In
You
Altamont.
so you'd mentioned there was no COVID cases, but I see a COVID case on there that I want to talk about because I'm a little pissed off, and everybody falls for this crap on the news, and they keep listening to the news. So
We couldn't ignore that one.
yeah. I mean, this has been all over the news.
With
but
the numbers.
yeah, the fake numbers. Fake numbers are just positive mistakes.
Do you think
that
it's really mistakes?
Well, I know that a Dallas company, 60,000 tests went to a Dallas company, and then they came back and said, we made a mistake. We can't validate those results. That was a Texas lab.
Everybody's
So
fine.
let's just take 60,000. Does the news come on and say, hey, 60,000 COVID patients are now, now don't have it? I mean, they won't say that. It's
They were Florida tests that were sent to Texas?
yeah,
Okay.
Florida test. They
Yeah,
actually
so-
had I want to say they were contracted with Orlando Health or Advent. I'm not
okay.
quite sure, but
Well, I know the Orlando Health was saying it was like 90-something% of the tests were positive. And then it actually was like 9.4%, which is,
dude, that's crazy, man.
Kind of like
it's not even close.
oh my god.
It
Do you
just
think
shows you
WFTV? You think WFTV's putting that up?
no.
No.
No, man.
It does show you the importance of the decimal point.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
That
like,
little
oops.
dot.
Record shattering
Space bar.
results. 15,000.
So-
15,000 cases.
and we said
I'm
we-
sorry, 1.5 cases.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or
Oops.
0.15.
Yeah, 0.15. Yeah.
And then we talked about, the schools, right? There was pushback on the plan to go back to school. So what are we seeing now? All of a sudden, 31% of children that are being tested have COVID. All of a sudden. You didn't hear it
Right.
a week ago. They announced going back to school. Now the narrative is 31% of the kids have COVID.
That's a bunch of BS.
Which is, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
do
come
you
on,
think that
man.
there's like any coincidence in the timing of that story?
people believe this shit.
Well, I mean,
They believe it.
Yeah,
they
they've been-
watch it on the news, and they're so Can I say ignorant? Ignorant? What's
sure, ignorant.
ignorant? It's asinine. No,
It is
I mean,
asinine.
seriously. I mean, people believe this. How can you watch the media and watch the news and believe any of what they have to say?
Yeah.
It's
Are
horrible.
you that stupid, people?
Well,
Are
the
you- I
media
get-
will accuse you on the front page of murder,
right.
right? And the COVID things will be on the front page. And when things are screwed up, it'll be on the last page
Right.
of the newspaper in a little,
Yeah.
business card apology that says, "Oh, we got
Right.
that stat wrong."
Orlando
like
Sentinel.
4
Are they
months
even?
later.
Are they even still
No,
printing papers?
I don't
man?
think. Well, they are, but yeah, I don't.
Oh, my
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like
Tribute
right
puppy.
next to the free puppies ad.
Yeah.
No, it's
On
just
page
it's wrong.
Adopt a free
It's
puppy.
wrong. There's no accountability. There's
Yeah.
no accountability whatsoever, and it's absolutely asinine how things are being handled. And
That's
what's
my word, man.
really crazy is so many people believe it.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah, for
watching
the most part.
the quote news, and when you start listening to actually what's going on with it, I remember when I majored in broadcasting, broadcast news, and that they were, it was
Yeah.
everything was
Well,
about.
you
being
could trust the news 20
accurate.
years ago.
Yeah.
Ted
you
Koppel.
it was,
like the
but
days
that-
of Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, that was like the
and-
number one important thing was
Exactly.
accuracy and
Accuracy,
dignity and
content,
right.
that everything was
now
timely.
It's
It
a
was-
joke, dude.
Yeah. Well, you had said before it was factual, right?
Right.
It
Right.
wasn't opinion. You
Right.
stated facts,
Right.
and that was it. You
Now
didn't-
everything is a news magazine,
Right.
and it's all
It's just-
opinionated
yeah.
and skewed the
Yeah.
way whatever they. So you watch 6 different channels, you get 6 different opinions, and you
Right.
get no facts,
Right.
Yeah.
or 6 different sets of facts.
I actually read an article about the New York Times where I believe it was the New York Times where they had covered a story and they had the demographics of Republicans versus Democrats where they delivered the paper, 2 different narratives, same picture, and they just basically twisted the story to the neighborhoods of how they're just playing to their subscribers, right? And it's like how do you do that?
It's an election year. I think it's worse during election years.
Oh,
don't
for
you?
sure.
I mean,
For sure.
it's
anything that
definitely
can, like,
heightened.
Yeah, anything that can change the economy or change the
Well,
way people
particularly
feel, race relations, whatever it may be, they're gonna add fuel to the fire. They're gonna do whatever they got to do to make it not so good for a candidate that they don't like. Let's just be honest. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, nobody's-
welcome to the good old United States of America.
Right.
The, the home, the land of the free and the home of the brave and the home of the crooked politicians and banking system. So it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. It's embarrassing. I mean, I sit back and I'm thinking to myself, man, my grandfather and his grandfathers, they came here and they're just turning over in their grave watching everything that's happening right now with just everything.
Sure, and a lot of
It's all lies. It's all lies.
a lot of
Let's tell
contemporary
shit.
people
Yeah.
too. You're sitting there going,
Yeah.
you're teaching your kids about the American dream and what you need to do and this and that, and you watch what's going on with the leaders of the country, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it's lies.
what happened to the, setting an example,
Scruples.
Yeah.
right? And then
I had scruples once in Pennsylvania. It was
Scrapple.
pretty- Scrapple. Yeah, okay. I thought it was scruples.
No. Nobody has scruples anymore.
Callie,
There's no
have you ever had
self-respect.
Scrapple?
There's no.
What is that?
Scrapple. It's I
It's
could
a,
explain it.
it's
She
lips
might have a
and hips.
nightmare.
It's lips and hips.
Okay, don't explain it to me then.
Okay, I won't.
It's really good. I've had it.
It's better. It's fried. You got to
Yeah,
fry it.
yeah, you
Yeah,
have to.
it's
Like crispy.
basically
Crispy,
like
fried with some eggs
and a lot of pepper.
Yeah,
and hot sauce.
Yeah, and usually I'll take the scrapple and throw it off the plate and
Yeah, and then just eat the eggs.
Eat the hot sauce
yeah,
In a biscuit.
yeah, in a biscuit. Yeah,
like Spam.
yeah, like Spam. Pretty
Yeah.
much like Spam.
No,
So
not at all.
Spam gel.
I think we've kind of made it clear that, and look at this. I just see this. Andrew Faust requested help in the COVID-19 Information Center. Oh my God, dude! It's.
Well, look, it really escalated before the presidential election when Trump entered, and at that time, the Democrats and the Trump haters didn't think he had a shot.
Oh, they thought it was a joke.
It was a joke,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's the
Oh,
candidate.
he'll never
and
be
they still
elected.
didn't pay attention to it,
Right.
and they're like, no way.
Yeah.
And they basically didn't campaign because
Right.
they thought Hillary Clinton was a shoo-in.
Yeah, it was an absolute
And he
joke.
whipped her ass.
Yeah.
And now he's in there and nobody likes it. And since day one, all of this has escalated.
Yeah, like
And
8 more people of her staff have been assassinated. Committed suicide since that happened.
Right.
So everything is just.
It's a little scary that you can't trust your government, man.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's been that way for a long
A
time.
little bit, man. Well, the older we get, the more we hear and the more things go on, right?
Oh yeah.
it
Well, there's
seems
more
like
information.
and it seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know if that's because, the transparency of everything, with social media and everything that's going on, but it just seems like it's getting worse and getting worse every year. And
Well, there's more media outlets and more opinions and more false information out there. And
It's-
the computers, the internet is.
Yeah.
launched,
Have you ever seen
millions of sites.
Clearly, what they're doing is basically just trying to divide the country, and then
Oh, that's the key.
that's the key.
Let's divide the country.
If you get everybody, arguing
Civil unrest in America.
wow,
Yeah.
then
Let's divide the country.
yeah,
Civil
and then
war.
you
Let's
can
have
do
a
whatever you
civil war.
want. You can do whatever you want.
That's the headline right behind you.
Yeah, let's have a civil war. That'd be fun.
Well, that's pretty much it, right?
Come on, man. As soon as everybody wakes up and realizes that they've been duped, because really that's what's happened. They've been duped. You've been duped. We've given you information, false information, and you believed it, and you went out and acted on it. You've been duped.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
What's crazy and scary is some of these millennials, not necessarily, well, more for me, I see Gen Zs, where they turn to social media for their information.
Oh, yeah.
And it is super scary
Yep.
that that's where they're getting their information. And unfortunately to them, it's all real.
Right.
Right.
And
That's the news.
I've tried to speak with several of them, in their early 20s, going, look, you got to source you got to source like multiple sources, because you can't just look at this and it's skewed. Their opinion is so skewed and so like wackadoo,
Yeah.
Well, and they all have cell phones now. We didn't when we were kids. We learned basically whatever our parents,
We had magazines.
yeah.
I like magazines.
We
Yeah,
didn't,
those
we didn't
magazines.
have phones.
Yeah.
We had magazines.
You always had to put Dad's top one back exactly like you got it. Yeah,
Sure,
Yeah.
Don't
perfectly
crease the
aligned.
page.
well, you look, because he'll trick you. He'll put it on a slant or put it on like whatever, or bend the corner of one of the pages, and you're busted. You got to put it back exactly the way you got it.
Moving right along.
Yeah, we've been duped. That is the coolest word on the planet. It sounds really good on the microphone.
Duped.
Duped. Do you like that, Callie? Duped.
Duped.
Duped. Say it. Say it with me.
Duped.
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 No.
Oh man. Well, at least somebody laughs at my stupid jokes.
Let's talk consult.
Man, you know.
What's consult?
Yeah.
I got lost in
wow.
the headlines.
Let me go to my waistband for a second.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit
Let's go
about
positive. Let's talk
consult.
consult.
Yeah. So obviously people know what consult is. If they're tuning into this, they know what consult is. It's
Yes.
an absolutely incredible cross-platform software. I guess it would be software.
Yes,
App development,
legal software.
legal software that app, computer, iPad, Android soon, and it all works together. And it is a client relationship app. That's how we made it, and we're
Yes.
actually selling it to attorneys, and the attorneys love it, and everything's great. So, we sit back and look at some of the things that we've done, and we're thinking, man, maybe we should, do an enterprise version of this. Be able to literally give it to attorneys, and if they want to rebrand it with their logo and rebrand it, and they want it their app, that we could do that.
Yep.
We do know this. Our app would have cost $1 million to build. Is she watching?
Oh yeah, that's her.
Can you turn that down, please? I mean, we're live.
Are
and
we
people,
are we interrupting?
the
your-
audience is actually listening to that, which I don't mind. I mean, maybe you could turn it up a little louder.
Yeah. Either turn it way up or turn it off.
So, so we have another awesome product that came out
Yeah.
of Consult, and we're enterprising the app, and we already have some customers, and we know that the app cost us $1 million to build. That's what it would cost any other attorney to go out and have it done, and that's why you see a lot of attorneys, they don't have apps. They don't have the money because they didn't see the value in the app. Well, a couple things have happened.
Or they didn't think about the function.
Right,
of
that's
how
what I'm
we
saying.
have
They
that function,
they didn't know
Right.
what the app could do. So now we've showed them what mobile apps can do and a cross-platform can do, and we're not going to charge you $1 million. We can actually duplicate it. We brand it with your firm, and we'll sell it to you for a fraction.
It becomes
of the price.
your firm's
It
app.
becomes your
Yeah,
firm's
for
app.
half of that you can have it.
Yeah, for half of
Just
that you can have it.
Maybe
Yeah.
for those out there who don't know what enterprise means, if we
Well,
explain.
Star Trek came along.
Yep.
And
Captain Kirk.
Gone where nobody's gone before,
they
except the people that were there.
They
You know,
flew
it's-
in a spaceship, and the spaceship was called Enterprise. Yeah.
And oddly, they
Yeah.
had communicators that were
Yeah,
much
isn't that
like
crazy? Yeah.
the Consult app.
Yeah.
No, Enterprise is, it's basically just, it's a collaboration of what you have, but you can share it with somebody else and
Big
make it their
business.
collaboration. So it's called Enterprise version. So,
Right. So the firm basically creates their own
Correct. They have their own platform. So,
personalized or
for example, an attorney comes to me and says, "Hey, listen, man, I really like," which happened this week. Hey, I really like your app. Who built your app? That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. Who developed your app? And I said, hey, a girl named Callie that she actually built our app for us. No, everything was done in house,
we did.
and we did it. And he's like, okay, what do I have to do to have this app? Because I have thousands of clients, and I want this app. I want to be able to advertise my own app. What do I have to do? And I'm like, oh, interesting that you've asked that, because we have an enterprise version of this app. And
On our
for this
website
amount
as
of
well.
money, we'll build the app for you. And he was like, that's absolutely fantastic. And it's a done deal. So that's great. So we're going to be selling, and it's going to be for PI firms. They're the ones with the money. So it's going to be for personal injury firms all over the country are going to be able to have our app, enterprise it, and be able to have that video communication, especially now because COVID's not going away. Let's be honest. It's not going away.
No, they're talking about masks now for the next
for the rest of the year. Yeah. So it's not going away. Clients do not want to meet with attorneys, and attorney firms don't want to meet with clients. There's a lot of litigation issues and a lot of liability there, and they just don't want to do it. This app solves that problem, and the attorneys say, hey, man, I want the app for myself. I want to bring all my clients into it so I can better communicate with them and still have that face-to-face contact. And that's what we're able to give them. So the enterprise version is, we're I mean,
Pounded
that's
it.
huge. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah. So-
Now, I just want to reflect on a quote by the American Bar Association President Judy Martinez, in an interview where she actually stated, going back to what you said, and the function of Consult. And have to take off my glasses for that. But her quote was that the ABA is doing everything to assure that lawyers are properly equipped in order to best serve their clients. And the two biggest concerns, number one, from her lips, lawyers are not being able to meet with clients. And number two, lawyers and clients are not being able to access files and documents for consultation.
Right. So what's the Consult app do, Chris?
Pretty much all that.
It does.
It does
absolutely that.
Exactly that. Specifically developed to solve both of those problems.
Right. So attorneys, you have two choices. The first choice is ignore our app and continue to do business the way you're doing business. Use Zoom. I dare you. Just keep using Zoom, because let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get sued. I mean, it's not secure. So go ahead and continue to use Zoom and think everything's great. So this is what you have to do to use Zoom. Let me make it convenient for my clients. Let's have a Zoom meeting, okay? So I got to send an email out. You got to click the link. You got to go in. You got to sign in through Zoom. You got to sit there in an insecure network.
Wait for the host.
Yeah, wait for the host, and it's crazy.
Or get in if you can, right?
Yeah.
Because we tried it with our developers.
Right.
We couldn't even get into a
kicked
meeting.
us out like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So, or download the Consult app and press 2 buttons, and you're talking to your client face to face in literally like 30 seconds. I
Yes.
mean, that's how easy it is.
In a real encrypted environment.
In a real encrypted environment with HD video. Zoom doesn't have HD. Zoom's garbage.
Well, and
HD video.
you can put notes on there.
Oh, yeah.
You
I mean,
can,
look, there's so many things that you can do. You can literally be talking in the HD video and literally click a button and upload a document. I mean, so
Right.
it solves the document issues. It solves the video issues. So everything that the president of the American Bar Association spoke of, our app solves. So so you have 2 choices. Sign up for Consult and use our service for $295 a month per attorney. Use our service. You can be in there. You can upload as many clients as you want, upload as many employees as you want, be able to have that video communication with all of those. Or do the enterprise version. You have your own app. We'll manage it. We'll take care of it. We'll update it. It's completely secure. You don't have to worry about security. We're building you a plug-and-play app where you actually you brand it, you advertise it, and you look like a superhero having your own app that you can invite all your clients in and literally talk to all your clients through your own app.
And it's a marketing tool to those clients.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you have
absolutely.
push notifications. I mean, email's old. I mean, what, 4% of emails actually get
Yes.
open? 98% of push notifications, if you have a message
with
either
analytics,
with either COVID or whatever the issue may be, you have a party, you have a holiday party, whatever it may be, you type it and you send it, all your clients get it. So it's nobody else is doing it. It's the way of the future. There's video things out there, like video platforms like Zoom, WebEx. Didn't we do a WebEx meeting the other day? It was so annoying. Oh, me and Jeff did it, and we're literally on a WebEx meeting, and we're just like, this is like archaic. We couldn't even see. This is a true story. So Jeff, that was on my side. Jeff is. There's another Jeff who we were talking to on the other end. He was so digitized, man, that we could
Pixelated.
not even
Yes.
see his face. So,
and you don't hear what people are saying because you're annoyed at what you're saying. You know as well as I do that you start seeing that and you're thinking to yourself, what's happening with the screen?
Yeah.
Why
Right.
is this doing that?
Yeah.
And you're
And
not hearing what they're saying. You're not processing
it's
that.
so
Right.
frustrating.
When you have like that clear, crystal clear video, it really allows you. Like when you called me today, right? When we did a test,
Right.
It was like, oh man, that looks good.
Right.
Let's try this. It looks great. It works great. It's like slick. It's smooth. It's like.
It just works the way it's supposed to work. I mean,
It's
why?
user-friendly.
Literally, it
Yeah,
took me
exactly.
like 10 seconds to like go on, click you, and get you online.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now with all the calendar updates we have, the calendar. You see the website calendar?
Yes.
Oh, dude,
It looks
it's
amazing.
badass, man.
Wow, in
It
2
really
days.
is.
Yeah, it is
Interesting.
badass. I mean, it is the real deal. So we have the website calendar, we have the app calendar, all of the calendars sync. You can literally like access all of that with the quick tool. Be on the video, access anything. I mean, access the messages, the calendar, documents,
Notes,
tasks,
task
notes.
list. Yep.
I mean, and be able to do that directly through the video platform.
And
So-
it's all encapsulated
Yeah.
in the app.
Yeah, it's
It's not using outside sources.
it is the real deal, and we're very excited about it. And sales begin this week. So this week into next week, the sales have begun, And
And from a family law perspective, right? When you speak with somebody on the app and they call you and you speak, you have that message or that video. There's no history of that call.
right,
There's no tracking it.
right,
So it's a completely anonymous conversation,
right.
which is huge.
Yeah.
Really huge.
Yep. These attorneys, the attorneys that have it and that are using it love it, no question about it. They're in love with it. They're in love with the whole, with everything about it, all the features and everything. But they're also in love with the on call. You can literally be on there, and if somebody needs an attorney, they pull it up by GPS, they click you, and you take a video call, and you're actually having a consultation in these COVID times, having a consultation face to face without them having to come to your office. So
Right.
it solves all the problems.
Yeah, because the clients, particularly the elderly clients with elder law or disability cases,
Criminal.
whatever,
all of it. Yeah.
narco trafficking.
Yeah. Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever these old folks are into.
Yeah, STDs.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I mean, and not only that, Gen Zs and millennials, they don't want to go anywhere anyway. They would rather have a conversation and have a face-to-face conversation over the phone. So
or from their car.
Yeah. So this solves all the problems. And if you want to take a look, just go to consultlivenow.com/enterprise, and you can kind of check the enterprise version out if you're an attorney, a PI attorney that might be interested in offering that incredible service, incredible communication tool to your clients and your staff. And you can also offer that to your staff and your clients by just signing up on Consult. And you can also do it that way too.
Right.
We know attorneys. Some of these attorneys just say, hey, man, this is really great. I want this for me. I want this. And if they got the money, they can have it.
And we've actually spoken to attorneys who have tried to develop their own apps that do the same thing, and basically said you can't. You don't have the time, the resources,
right,
or the skill to run a law practice, actually going to court and trying to develop your own app.
Well, let me tell you what's happened, and this is what's happened. So once Consult came out, we started doing a tremendous amount of marketing with Consult. These attorneys saw it and said, hey, man, what an ingenious idea. I can actually have this in an app. So then what they did, cross-platform, then what they did was they started reaching out to development companies saying, hey, man, I want this app. How much is it going to cost me? It's going to cost you about $1 million. And they're like, whoa.
Huh?
Whoa.
Yeah, in 6 months.
Yeah.
To
and
a
then
year.
it'll take 6 months to develop. So for a fraction of that cost, we can do it. We can do it in 30 days. So, I mean, it is what it is. And it's a game changer, man. It's an absolute game changer. So that's a whole nother part of Consult. It's just something else that we added Consult that's going to benefit attorney that has, you could have 10,000 clients and be able to contact and communicate with all 10,000 of your clients right from your computer, phone, whatever it may be, but just a few clicks of the button, be able to take notes, be able to do tasks, be able to just have a complete communication device, be able to upload documents, accident photos, whatever it may be.
Push notifications.
Yeah, to have push notifications and do all that stuff. It's a pretty incredible product. So we're extremely excited about it. And we just keep adding things, and they keep getting better and better. The new interactive calendar that we had keeps getting better and better and better.
I'm glad you brought up the interactive calendar.
Well, I am too.
Because the entire case management system is interactive.
Suite.
The suite.
Yeah, it's a suite.
It's
a sweet suite.
Yeah, that was coming.
Yeah, it's a sweet suite.
But it's all completely interactive during the call, and to me, that is a really important factor.
Huge.
Because, like you were talking about before, regardless of what you think of Zoom or any other companies, you've got companies that are kind of so-called specializing in the video communication, and then you have others that are doing the case management, CRMs. Nobody does it together, and nowhere near like Consult does it, where you can actually do it during the call, and so can the client. And they both have equal access to everything.
Oh, it's a game changer, man. I mean, we keep going over this over and over and over again about the complaints, the bar complaints in the United States. 65% of the bar complaints are communication issues with their attorney. My attorney never gets a hold of me. My attorney, I don't even know what's going on with my case. I paid him $5,000, $10,000, and I have no idea what's going on. This solves the problem with being able to share notes and documents and all that stuff. This is just, it's pretty incredible.
And it's practical.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
I mean,
easy to use.
Well, look, we know 85%, we've done the research and we found the research, 85% of all business transactions will be done through a mobile app in 2025.
Absolutely.
So you're either jumping on the bandwagon now or you're not. And if you're not, you're living in another planet if you think that you're going to be able to be organized, especially with COVID. I mean,
again, it's not going away.
no, it's not going away. So it's the perfect solution, right?
Man,
It is.
It hits on everything.
Yeah.
It really does. Not only, I mean, you look at, we've seen tremendous amounts of growth in legal technology, right? More so for just the attorney, right? We're taking things to the next level and actually including the client, right, and the attorney.
Yes.
Right.
Nobody
So,
else does that.
Nobody does that. Well,
it's-
it's and to their defense, nobody does it because it's hard to do.
Right.
You go to court all day and you got to do this all day. You upload a document, you put all this document, you put everything in there, and it's like there's no little switch that says just automatically share with my client. There's no little note on there when you're in front of the judge. You have to take a note, put it inside a file folder, or write it down, or do whatever you got to do, and they got to go back to your office, put it in, then you got to call your client. Your client's probably already blowing your phone up saying, hey, what happened in court today? What happened in court? With this, you're literally in front of the judge. You can literally type a note into the system, into Consult, press a button securely, and share that note securely within the app
Immediately.
immediately
client.
with the client.
And they get it.
And
Not
no
only
text
that,
messaging.
but how much time does that save you? And then if you have a large firm, right?
Right.
How much, those 15 or 20 minutes a day, right? Or, a couple of times a day, times a week, times, 50, attorneys. Dude, you're saving hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands of dollars
And
a
no
year.
text messaging.
no.
Text is bad, people.
And
These
so is-
attorneys do not want to use text. These attorneys do not want to use email anymore. Everything is getting hacked. Have you not been paying attention?
Yeah.
Correct. And the other
Ask the
one
Leon
that,
County court system.
Yeah, exactly.
and the other one that has come up a lot when in discussions about the product is people say, "Well, can't you do the same thing on FaceTime?
No.
Oh,
You just
my
have a
God,
FaceTime."
dude.
And it's just
But what
like,
if you have, yeah. Come on.
it's frustrating to us because we understand it, but once you explain it to them,
Right.
Can you send a message
like,
through
huh?
FaceTime? Can you
Really?
send a document? Can you make a note
Yeah.
on a file?
Oh, an attorney,
on
guess
FaceTime?
what? Guess what? FaceTime, you have to give out your personal
Yeah.
cell phone number.
Right.
With this, you don't. You're actually in
Correct.
an app and you're having a face-to-face conversation without giving your cell phone number out. Now, if you want to continue to give your cell phone number out and continue to get harassed by text messages because you have angry clients, or get calls at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning because you have angry clients because you haven't
Or
been able to
drunk
get back with them,
clients.
or drunk clients,
whatever it may be, you want to give your personal cell phone out, hey, go for it. But this everything
good
is
luck.
everything that's everything we do is on the inside of the app. I was going to go into all these things. I think next show we're going to talk just about the enterprise, the features that we offer, everything that we do. It's in-house development. It's made right here in the USA. We don't send any of our coding. Nothing is sent over
Nothing's
to
been
India,
offshored.
overseas. We actually do everything here.
right here.
So all of our customer sorts, all of our customer service is going to be done here. Everything's going to be done here, and it is a game changer. Same for Consult. If you're an attorney and you're on Consult, you still have that same support and that same
Yeah.
confidence that, hey, everything's done here, and if you've got a problem, we take care of it immediately.
Made in
So,
America.
Yeah. So let's get out of here, man. Let's get out a little early tonight. It's 7:03. An hour went by
Yes, it
already.
is.
So let's get out of here, and
We'll be back Friday.
we'll be back Friday. We'll have a show, and I think I want to talk more about the
Yeah, we'll
enterprise
go
version
through
on Friday.
the actual features.
Yeah, and we'll just go through all the features for the enterprise version, and then we'll talk about some new features that we've added. We literally drag and drop complete files. If you have a file of a client,
How long
that
does
has,
it take, by the way?
Dude, not long at all. I mean, if you have a whole complete file
seconds.
that has like 300 documents in a file from one of your clients, you can literally just drag and drop that file into the app, and it uploads the whole file. So I mean, it's just
What do we do? A half gig in like 7 minutes?
yeah, it was like crazy numbers.
800,
we beat everybody.
800 files in 7 minutes?
Yeah, we beat Clio. We beat every other CRM. We're not even a CRM. We beat every other CRM company out there. We shattered their time by the upload speeds.
And didn't lose one piece of paper.
yeah, and didn't lose
There
anything.
wasn't like a 20-minute differential.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that
Oh, it was
yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah,
It was
crazy.
absurd.
Yeah, it was crazy. So a lot of great features. We can talk about it all night, but we are out of here. We had a storm. We had some things we have to take care of, And we are going to see you Friday.
Friday.
We'll be here Friday. We'll be live Friday, and we'll talk